Hey everybody, and welcome back. What you're looking at here is an old menu from the 1950s. This is from Fisherman's Grotto, which is a very famous restaurant in San Francisco. And as you can see, it's number 9 Fisherman's Wharf, foot of Taylor Street in San Francisco. And owned by the Grotto family. Now, I have this menu, and I also have a book of matches from the exact same time period. And as you can see, the art is quite similar. And on the back, this same artwork that we have here on the menu. And now, as you can see, all the matches are still in there. And there is some artwork on the inside of the pack too. It has the telephone number here, Ordway 37025. That's the way numbers were back in the 50s. And you can clearly see the same telephone number. However, I printed up a recent Fisherman's Wharf menu from the internet just for a comparison, and the number has changed. We don't use those numbers anymore. And I thought it would be interesting just to go over this old menu and compare it to the contemporary one, and also just to remind us in a nostalgic sort of way of how things were back in the 50s, what prices were like, what popular drinks were like, and so forth. So let's take a look at the back of the menu, which has the drinks. And the first thing that I notice is how cheap the drinks are. I mean, if we made the money that we make now back in the 50s, we could pretty much come here and just tie one on, for a few dollars. So just take a look at these drinks. Old Fashioned, Manhattan, Dry Martini, a Gibson, a Slow Gin Fizz. I don't know much about, I'll be honest, I'm not much of a drinker, and I don't know much about mixed drinks, but these just sort of seem real 50s to me. Like, get me a sidecar, or a Singapore Sling, or a Tom Collins. I've heard of Grasshoppers. I think that's cream to mint. But I just think it's interesting to see these names and the prices. And then we have the after dinner drinks, beer and ale. Not very much of a beer selection compared to when you go into a restaurant now. It seems like there's a big selection of beer and not so many mixed drinks, which kind of tells you that the 50s was a mixed drink kind of time. If you think about it, watch Mad Men. They're always drinking the mixed drinks, and it seems like we're just in a different time period now. Here's the wine selections, champagnes, and as you can see, you could pick up a whole bottle of decent champagne for $12 or $14, or you could get a quart of California champagne for $8. These prices are unbelievable, aren't they? It says lithography by Stetcher Tring. They're the ones who made this menu. It's a lithographed menu. Okay, now, let's go ahead and open the menu up and see what we'd be ordering back then. And I'm guessing this is probably 1954, 1955. Meet your friends at number 9 Fisherman's Grotto. Owned and operated by M. Girardi & Sons. And as you can see by the menu I printed off, it's still owned by the same family. The only thing that's changed is, as you can see, some of the menu items are going to be a little bit different, and the prices have certainly changed. Just look at these prices. Oh, to live back in the 50s, huh? 40 cents for a bowl of soup. Today's specials, I mean, look at these prices. $2.80 for your dinner entree. That's just unbelievable. And if you look at the contemporary menu, this is a good place. I mean, this is a good restaurant. So you're going to be paying 19 to 26 or more dollars for your entree nowadays. So So it's just interesting to see how prices have changed so much. And it says on the bottom, please allow 15 minutes to prepare. And it has something similar in the new menu. Let's see. It says, please allow 20 minutes to prepare on the new menu. So it was a little quicker back in the 50s. Okay. Fisherman's Grotto suggestions: assorted shellfish plate a la Grotto, baked fish a la Lane, adventurer's omelet a la Heinz. And these are all still around the $2.80 range. The most expensive one here looks like the crab legs a la Toffanelli for $3.20. Still isn't going to break the bank by today's standards. Desserts, let's take a look at that. Spumoni, Italian ice cream. Jello, big thing in the 50s, Jello. Pies, cheesecake. And then notice how the cheeses are on the dessert menu. That's something you saw back in the old days. You don't really see that so much now, except in a really fine restaurant. But cheeses, a cheese platter was considered a dessert. And also, notice how the desserts were so cheap. Whereas now, the standard dessert price is about $5. And then you have your drinks again. Coffee. 15 cents for a cup of coffee. And this was a fine restaurant, so the typical price for a cup of coffee in the 50s was about 5 cents. Okay, bread and butter included. So, and when you compare it to the modern menu, you see how much it would have cost for fine dining back in the 50s. So, interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, this was a quick one, and I hope you enjoyed this. And, so please subscribe and comment, and I'll see you later.